Hello viewers, welcome back to Candid Conversations with Ganesh Kuppala. Thank you so much for overwhelming response to my previous episodes. I'm delighted the kind of response that I'm getting. Today, I'm even more delighted because I have a couple of my friends here. They're really big, prominent names in East London. I'm going to introduce you to Indian Business Network leaders here today. So we have Velu Singara, who is the president of Indian Business Network, and we have Jay Balan, who's the secretary of Indian Business Network. So I've known Indian Business Network for some time, and I'm super delighted to bring all this knowledge to the table today. Thank you so much for taking your time. I know you're very busy people.
Thank you.
But let's get started with your quick introductions, Velu sir, and then Jay, if you can please introduce yourself with. I know there are a lot of eclodes guys, but I want to hear from the guest himself. Yeah.
Nothing to say much about me. I'm a charity finance professional, 25 years in finance
Okay.
and charity world. And we started Indian Business Network for the community engaging the international network of Indian businesses. And that's where we are today.
Brilliant. Jay.
Good evening, viewers. Vanakkam and good evening, everyone. Jay Balan, been here for 23 years in UK. Started with business, always wanted to be in business. Born in Malaysia, half brought up in India, half in Malaysia. So 23 years before settled in UK. My ancestors come from Madurai, which is a temple city of Tamil Nadu. That's where we come from. And I think family has been in business always. So always business has been, I can't say it's in the blood, but it was part and parcel of life. So that's where we grew up. And 23 years in this country, then we thought we'll start into a business. So and we started a business. It went very well. Then we thought about getting a team
Bringing
together.
people together, yeah.
Yeah, bringing people, good business people together and under one platform. That's all it's about, Indian Business Network. And that's about me.
That's brilliant. And Velu sir, I heard you do a lot of great stuff. You're an accountant and you've been working with the King's Charity itself, right? I mean that's an amazing experience. Your profile looks quite professional into the kind of working day to day and all. But Indian Business Network, how did this happen to you? I mean,
It was
like were you into businesses? Do you always wanted to bring some people together? Is it more? How did this start? Like where
it
was
was
the
actually
seed?
accident. By accident we started it. And Jay came with an idea to start something to connect businesses. We wanted to create a network to connect businesses throughout the globe.
Okay.
Indian business, IBN, as we call it now, we are in 18 countries.
Brilliant.
It's a massive WhatsApp group. Gradually became a top fire. And we are doing credible work actually. We are supporting business, connecting businesses, growing businesses. At the end of the day, businesses should earn money. That is what we are concentrating. Not only UK, Europe, Dubai, Singapore, Malaysia, and whatever we can do, help in every possible way we help. That is exactly IBN stands for.
So Jay, Velu sir was saying that you are the one who seeded this thought. So why did you think of this? Because the reason I'm asking this question to both of you is there is networks of like BNI, LCCI, like London Chamber of Commerce, and there is Business Network of International BNI they call it as, and they also have Newham Chamber of Commerce, all these Chamber of Commerces. But beyond this, you wanted to start something. Is it primarily to kind of cater the Indian audience, or it's more to do with what the people struggling you have seen, or through your struggles you wanted to do this, or how did this happen?
I think it's a very good question. I think the main reason for forming Indian Business Network, coming back to the thing, I know Velu for 22 years. So when I came into this country and said I wanted to start a business, I saw this nice gentleman who said, Jay, don't worry, I'll take care of everything, you take care of the business. So I was doing my business. When it comes to HMRC or company house, everything he was taking care. And life went on and we started from zero. And we started growing up, and we also saw few people from our same place, from Chennai or Andhra or Kerala, coming and struggling on business. On those days, I think even now in those days was the same thing. A lot of our people used to get cheated, saying, oh, you have to pay £5,000 to start a business. Or a lot of investors used to come from India, because From those days, a lot of investors from India come down to invest in business. They get conned by a lot of solicitors or people on the business saying, "Oh, I can do this, I can do that." So then we thought, why don't we form as a team? So it all became on a coffee. We were sitting together and we said, we have been in this country for almost 5-6 years now, 7 years, but what are we going to do for our community? What are we going to do for our business people? Because we came with nothing. We started, we learned, we lost money, we earned money, all this happened. But why don't we form as a consortium or a group where we'll have people like accountant, lawyer, chartered accountant, professionals. We'll bring under one umbrella, and we'll all do for a common interest to support new people like your children or anyone who wants to start business. Then we saw a lot of people from India coming to invest money. So we were not asking them to invest on us. We were saying them, this is what you can do in UK or this is what you can't do in UK. Because UK is a nice country. From those days, it's an open market. Anyone can come in and anyone can do business. But it's not known to everyone. And the another question you said, it's good, BMI, LCCI, everything is there. But when you approach them, first thing they have a big subscription fees of £2,000. And they say you have to be in so many years of business, this and that. If you see our small and medium-sized business, they don't tick those boxes. And they've been left with nothing. And especially on going to bank, reaching HMRC, they were struggling. Brilliant. And getting a lease and things like this is what we formed, and we started helping our community.
It's an amazing initiative. Though it sounds like a simple thing, but it is exceptional, Velu and Jay, what you're doing. Because I know a lot of people come here, most of the Indian origin students come as students generally, right? I mean, we have like millions of Indians sitting in UK, and UK is the number 2 in the world where hosting Indian citizens, right, after the United States. And just to give you some stats, right, I mean, I was speaking to External Ministry just 2 weeks back. There are 35 million Indians living outside of India. That's a huge number.
Amazing.
That's bigger than some countries' numbers, right? And last year, 2024 alone, the remittance that have gone from the Indians living outside of India, diaspora, to India is 140 billion. That's bigger than budgets of the country. So what Indians can do outside of India is exceptional. And giving them some channel and making sure that they get that support is not easy. Because as you rightly mentioned, Jay, I have seen people getting cheated for simple things like the COS for students. They will be looking for jobs. There are stories that you hear from wrong COS, all that stuff. So one question I had, I know Jay and Velu sir for last 4 years now. So what fascinated me, the first event we did in Parliament. 2022, I think.
2020.
It was exceptional. Seemaji was there and all of them. They're really humble guys, but the events that you should go and see, they're really huge. And the names that I could see on the leaflet was all the big names. So how did this work? You only started few years back. It's not like Lanich are big names. But how do you connect the people? What is your mantra in connecting people?
It's humbleness.
Okay.
It's humbleness, and we connect people without any profit making. We haven't made a single money out of IBN. Myself and Jay or Naga. For that matter, people come to IBN. They see the worth of the value of the IBN, and the network worth is there. And people, there might be 2 million or 3 million transactions are happening every day. But we are proud of it, what we achieved in a short span of time.
Brilliant. So Jay, I'm sure being a secretary, you are probably the man who runs the fuel every day. Looks at how does the inquiries come to you?
Yeah, I think before that I need to also thank my team. It's not our only two of us. Maybe today you have only two of us here, but on the first day we started, we have Pratap, who's a solicitor. We have Naga, who's a businessman.
Pratap from Aram Legal.
Yeah, Aram Legal. And we also have Mr. Dev, who's also Badri Bala. So these are the group. We just sat together, had a coffee and said, we have to do something for our community. It all started from a coffee. And we said, yes, we have to do. And immediately we started going abroad abroad. We started going and doing seminars in Dubai. That first seminar was Badri, Dev, and we all were there.
Yeah.
We did in Dubai, we did in Malaysia, we did in Singapore. It's all by Chamber of Commerce. They welcomed us, they gave a platform, they called the local businesses. So that's how it started. So I need to thank at this moment the other people as well. They're not here today, but they're always with us on all the form. Again, my personal thing, because as I told you, I was born in Malaysia, brought up in India. So I had a lot of connections all around the world. So it was like friends who have settled in other part of the world, but we have been traveling. One of my passion is traveling. So I've done around 64 countries now.
Wow.
So when you go to a country, you always welcome, but generally when you go earlier, you don't know anyone, you just go and come. But after having IBN, wherever you go, there's a red carpet welcome. There's nice people like you and me sitting there and welcoming you. And it becomes so easier to interact with them and support with them, and network with them. So that's all formed together. And again, the question was putting all under one umbrella, under one platform. So this is where the real business started. So we have got a lot of Indian businesses come up to UK, from Malaysia, from Singapore, from Dubai. A lot of investments have come from the thing. So we also have started a few other businesses. I think Velu might be starting on talking about investment that we are doing as well. So people are welcome to join us, to be part of us, and grow along together. So we always believe as a team, not as an individual growth.
Not as
One thing very interesting is the mention of no subscription fee.
No.
That's really encouraging, because generally all the business networks comes with a subscription fee. Even the charity networks like Rotaries, Lions, all of them comes with subscription fee. So it may be a tricky question, but I'll still ask you. But if you don't have subscription fee, and you have members like this, and you're doing events such like that, big events, how do you manage them? I know you are rich people, but still, is it out of your pocket?
Rich and hard.
out of our pocket at the moment. But at some point, we will introduce subscription.
Yeah, you have to.
We can't go on like this.
True.
It will be difficult.
It's not a sustainable model.
Sustainable model. At some point, we want to increase the value across the network. Insolvency, debt advice, all social, legal, everything we want to incorporate into the network actually.
Makes sense. So if a new business person in UK or across the world anywhere, if they bring up a question to you, like they call Jay and say, you know what, Jay, I'm a IT professional, but I want to start a business, right? How does that work, Jay? I mean, what happens in UK? What are the primary steps in starting a business in UK?
Okay, the thing is very simple. In UK, is very open. You don't have much bureaucracy to start a business. Okay, I always talk in my seminars. When I go abroad and talk to people, do you know how much you need to invest? How much money you need to start a business in UK? So generally, people are like £30,000, £50,000, £100,000. So I'll say them, it's only £13 you need to open a company house on your own name.
Note that, audience. It's only £13.
Only £13. And you don't need a UK director, or you don't need a British passport holder to be a director. You yourself, even if you have £1,000, you got an IT project or you got any business idea, you can talk to us. We will guide you. We'll give you impartial advice. Not to say invest on us or anything, but if you want to invest on us, or if you have ideas that you want to talk to us, we are happy and open to support. So generally, you need a £15, £13 to start your own company. All you need is you can be here or you can be abroad. You can have,
and we can register the company in the company's house.
The company's
all you need a virtual address. So if you have address, you can register the address, or if you have your friends or someone, you can use the address, and you can start the real business. So, but to open the bank account, they need to have a local thing. So this is not like Dubai, you need to give someone 40% stake or 50% stake in business. You can give 0% to anyone, and you can.
And you don't need a golden visa.
Yeah. So you are a director and you are a shareholder. You can own the 100% of the business. So a lot of people they have business abroad. They won't have their branch. Like some products you see Hong Kong, New York. Like that, they can have London as one of their addresses. And they can do businesses from here. So
very interesting. This is extremely interesting point, Jay. I want to a little more detail into this, because a lot of people, Velu and Mr. Jay, thinks that as you rightly said, like, okay, we are not from here, can we do this? And a lot of people come here, say for instance, skilled worker, they have a dependent. Dependent can open business. Anybody and everybody can open business, right? I think that's very, very interesting point, because a lot of people struggle to understand the simple things.
Yeah.
They might be thinking, like people like me, who are working in working professionals altogether, we might be thinking a new country, law of land is different, new rules, a lot of this thing, but it's not true, isn't it?
So,
just
like always we say, we go back to the basic. When I came in, I had nothing. So, but all I had is a vision. I wanted to start a business. I had an idea. So that's what took us to whatever we are today.
You came with an empty suitcase.
Empty suitcase.
Now it's too many suitcases.
Many people started like this.
Amazing. That's a lot of things. Now, I want to touch quickly on a couple of very important aspects. How is this political system and businesses work together here?
IBN never enters politics.
Perfect.
We are neutral to all parties.
That's amazing.
We are concentrating only on business.
No, when I say political system, I mean to say, do they need to connect with any of the local leaders for the businesses? Nothing, right?
No need.
It's not like India, where you
not
have to
like
get blessings
India.
from people. Yeah. Okay. You know why I'm asking this question.
I think I can add that to you. In this country, whether you're an Englishman or an Indian man or you're any person from any country, doesn't matter. It's equal and diversity is practiced everywhere openly. So it doesn't matter if he has been born in UK, he has a red carpet, and you don't have. I've been here 23 years in this country. No one has stopped me, and no one has asked me what passport do you have. So this is the country. I think it's free trade. You can come if you have an idea, you have a vision, you can start a business, and you can excel.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, question now, because you both are coming from Tamil Nadu as a state. Again, it's a tricky question, controversial. I'll still ask.
No.
Naga is also from Tamil Nadu.
Yeah.
Is IBN from Tamil people?
Now, we have Malayalis, we got Telugu, we have Punjab. My wife is a Gujarati. So we have Punjabis and we have all people from all walks of life. Why more Tamil? Because this is where we started together. But as we grew, I think actually he's from Andhra as well.
Yeah, I know. Naga is from Andhra. Yeah.
So we have mixed for everyone. We don't say that you're from Tamil Nadu or Andhra. Business is business for everyone.
No. I just want to clarify the myths.
No, it's a good question.
Because people may think, it's all Balans, Ganesh, Velusingaran. Is it the Tamil business?
Maybe more South Indians.
So, it's a welcome to everyone. All, not even Indians actually. So it's the international business. If you want to do business, but primarily serving the Indian diaspora, right? I mean, brilliant. Now, the question is on what kind of events do you do in a year? Like, you have this people coming to you and all, but is there a place where people can come and get all the knowledge? Do you do conferences? Do you kind of run training sessions for people together? Or like, I know, Jay, you're into IC training.
Training,
a big business of that sort. And you have hotels as well. Jay is really big. Okay.
Yeah.
So, how do you train people? I mean, if you have too many interests coming in, do you have a system that works?
No, back to the basic again. Every time we go back to the basic, because we all into our own business. So we have only X amount of time that we spend for IBN. So what happens if someone is interested to communicate with us? We have a WhatsApp group.
Okay.
So we have around 2,000 members on WhatsApp group. We got one group for Tamil, one group for Telugu, one for Andhra. But it's primary business. It's nothing to do with where you're from, what you do, doesn't matter. It's all about business. Have we got an idea? Have we got a business knowledge? So you want to do something, talk to us, we are helping. So this is where we go back to the basic and support them. So first thing is WhatsApp group, second thing is an email, and generally we do once in a while, every quarter we have a get together, like you came for the parliament. We have one parliament event coming on
April
20th. On the 29th and 30th. One on 29th is on Palms Hotel and 30th on the thing. So every 6 months once there's an event we have in Parliament and Hotel. In between we have business networking together. So that's what we regularly do, connect people. It's again not only Indian. If you see in last event we had a businessman from Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia is opening to all the businesses.
We had Prince from Dubai.
Yeah, we have Prince from Dubai. So we get from Malaysia, Singapore. So it's not in one community. We are open to everyone. why we did Indian Business Network is because we want to connect our people, especially people who have moved from India and who are doing business abroad. You know, that's what we have top businessmen who are multi-millionaires.
It's primarily diaspora connect, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
Diaspora connect.
I mean, you are Malaysian.
Yeah.
By birth.
I'm Indian Malaysian.
Indian Malaysian,
Indian
right?
Malaysian.
I mean, no. The reason I'm mentioning that to explain
Yeah.
that it's a
Explain
broader,
how
it's a broader
broader.
diaspora, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, people who are living in US still can be members,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they're probably
Definitely.
Indian diaspora.
We got a lot of US members as well.
Correct. I know you had a lot in Malaysia. You had
Yeah.
a lot in. So I have seen recently your work in Tamil Nadu as well. You went and met the Ministry
Minister.
of Tamil
Chief
Nadu,
Minister.
Chief Ministers, and
Yeah, we are trying
what was that all about?
we are trying to fasten the regulations. Normally, people don't get licenses quickly.
So you're talking about in India?
India,
Yeah.
Okay.
Tamil Nadu particularly.
Uh-huh.
So we had a conversation with the CM, Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, and fast track some of the procedures. Not like UK where everything is clear, websites are there, and you can apply for any license straightforward. So we are trying to make things easier for businesses, particularly for business people who want to do something in India, particularly in Tamil Nadu. We are linking up states. We are working party discussions with the Karnataka. No need to say about Andhra Pradesh, Telangana.
But Telangana, the good thing about Telangana is they have this single window policy. And
Single window policy.
If you don't get I mean, just to explain you, if you're a new business getting into Telangana, and if you apply for your license, and if you don't get it in 21 days, it's deemed to be yes.
Yes.
Good.
The government cannot interrupt.
Fantastic.
You.
Fantastic.
It's a single window policy, and they did really well in the last 10 years. But I'm sure Tamil Nadu is also thinking in that line. And new government is looking very promising. That's very good. And Karnataka is also looking into this.
Definitely.
I think it's amazing. And even Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister was here.
Is it?
Yeah. He was here a few months back, couple of months back. And he was also talking about
Single window.
yeah,
plans.
single window policy. And Mamta Banerjee was here last week. And,
Okay.
yeah, she was here. And she was also talking about Singapore. So I think there's a lot of opportunity for India, and especially diaspora going back to India and investing, because
Definitely.
it's quite obvious, right? You know, 1.5 billion people, which is 22%
The
of the
economy
world
is
population.
growing at 8.5%.
Correct. And we are the 5th largest economy in the world.
Fourth largest after Japan.
Soon, to be soon, not yet.
India is booming like anything. I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of reciprocal investment. So I think it's a good time to invest in India.
I know.
So that's what I think regularly we have dialogues with the ministry, with the chief minister to make sure things are a bit fast tracked. You know, it's again most of South India, who do you know, and North India, who do you know?
Yeah.
You know, it's not about going through the thing. It's who do you know. If you know someone, things becomes more quicker over the phone.
I know.
You know, that's only.
And it's like people like you, organizations like you, who needs to take that initiative.
Initiative.
So that, you know, the conversation, dialogue happens.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times what happens, Mr. Velu and Jay, is the governments in India wants to help, but they don't know how to connect people.
Yeah.
See, they're very busy with their own day-to-day stuff.
Stuff.
You know, back in Andhra, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, whatever the state is. There's so much happening in India.
So much.
And each of the states have 10 crore people.
Yeah.
So they have to manage welfare, they have to manage
Healthcare.
healthcare, social benefits, and all that stuff. So it is very difficult for them to kind of focus on things that are like look tiny, but these are the game changers. If you have like a huge amount of investment coming into Tamil Nadu, that's a good first state.
So the good thing about sitting in UK is you're sitting on the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
You know, so whether you want to do a business in Dubai, it's only like 4 hours.
Yeah,
If you want to do a business in India, it's like 9 hours.
9 hours, yeah.
If you want to do a business in Malaysia, Singapore, it's 12 hours.
Yeah, I know.
You know, and when you have a brand from UK, or if you're sitting in UK, when you communicate, people feel like, okay, it should be a genuine company or nice people who are doing it, because things are straightforward and anyone can check your company, anyone can find out who are you, who's the director, how much is your turnover, because everything is very transparent. So people feel very good to do it. Meanwhile, I think recently we were in Mauritius and we were in Africa.
Oh, that's
So they when you say you're from London, you get a different welcome. Although we are Indian, but when you say you're from London, you get extra
British.
extra mileage.
Yeah, I know, but you're all British.
Yeah,
British
and
citizens.
again the UK department, trade department, they are very supportive.
Correct.
If you have a business that you want to bring into UK, I think the government is having an open door policy.
That's true.
They support you, they guide you, and they also give you knowledge of who are the experts, who can they contact, and who can support them in that. So it's very transparent one.
Brilliant.
And UKTI is always there. You can use their premises if you want to do a meeting, or if
Yeah,
you want to
if some-
invite some VIPs. They do on behalf of British
true.
High Commission.
Brilliant.
I don't think any other government does that.
Yeah, brilliant. So one interesting question I had. I mean, some of my I was telling people, my subscribers, that I'm going to speak to the two chaps from IBN. So they did ask me a couple of questions. I'll raise that to you. One of it is, what's the main focus area for the UK government in terms of the industry? Is it like energy, or is it oil and gas, or is it like more on the sustainability is a bigger topic now? COP, after COP 26 and 27. So there's so much discussions around sustainability and businesses, renewable energy, green energy, and all that stuff, right? So I know you invested in hotels and you invested in training and all, but what's the biggest area of that our diaspora is focusing on? Which part of the industry? Like, is it more manufacturing, services, IT? What is it? Like, what do you suggest?
IT remains topmost.
Still the same.
In terms of net zero ambitions,
Yeah,
it is a good ambition. It takes time.
Okay.
It will take time. 2030, let the cars become electric fast.
Yeah, I know.
Everything has to pass through the steps anyway. But I think it will happen.
Yeah.
It should happen. It will happen at some point.
So what are the business IBN has? Like IBN has a set of numbers, right? So what kind of different businesses?
See, if you see in UK, predominantly we are service sector.
Okay.
We are not an industry in the country. So we don't have big industries like what India has or
Correct.
German has.
So it's not a manufacturing.
Yeah,
focus
so
plan.
it's all about investments, it's about banking, renewable energy. These are the things that government
Focuses on, yeah.
But we all should always look on the government's vision for next 10 years.
Correct.
Because when you start a business, people think about doing a business. What happens is, some of the products are very small lifespan. If you start a business and it ends in a year or two, by the time you learn the business is 3 years time.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you invest money, you do everything. But if you are doing something like someone goes and invests building a diesel car, for example, so it's going to close in another 2-3 years, isn't it? There's no value for any diesel car.
True.
So you have to do a business analytic, find out what will be good for next 10 years. That's what we generally talk to people and say, what is your vision? What you want to achieve in next 10 years? Okay, how long are you thinking of your investment? Are you thinking of short-term investment or a long-term investment? And how do you want to grow your business? So generally we say anything related to service sector, this is one of the best place. But if you're thinking of manufacturing and all that, because labor is very expensive
Yes,
here.
extremely.
Any labor you have to pay a minimum of £12, whatever the new
That's the
rate.
minimum wage policy.
Yeah, wage. And I think government promotes you to be a London living wage, which
Yeah.
is around £14,
Yeah.
13.80, which is quite high. So generally, people think of any industry. I think I'll always say them to think about India or think about China or Thailand or Singapore. Third world countries are quite still. You can have a lot of people working for you, and this is what we say. This can be a place where they can sit down, market, and sell it throughout the world. But manufacturing has to be done
Then the
in
third
other part of the world.
But have you opened centers in Philippines? Everyone is talking about Hungary, Budapest
Yeah.
is the new business center now. And Philippines is growing extensively, and KL is growing extensively. You know
Malaysia,
KL very
yeah.
well. Malaysia is growing extensively. So all these GCCs, global capability centers,
capacity centers.
they used to call, like, India used to be the place. But now the world is opening up and saying that, even I know small businesses like 50, 60 people in UK, but they want to open business of 100, 200 employees in KL or Budapest. easy time frames and all that stuff. But are you exploring that options as well? Do you have centers of IBN in Budapest?
Now we have some contacts in Philippines. Most we promote is India because generally our Indian business feel more
But our
comfortable.
network will have
Correct.
Yeah.
centers. Kenya, we have a
Kenya,
major
we got
center.
Uganda.
So how many
Tanzania.
countries are you covering right now?
At the moment, we have more than 20 countries. We have our presence there. So someone local will be also helping the locals or investors coming, or they want to come to UK. We communicate with them.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And one thing I loved about, again, I do want to give kudos and congratulations to you when you did this session from, the IT, when it's IT, income tax expert from Dubai coming to London. He explained about come and invest in Dubai, what happens, how the taxes work and all. The question from my subscribers again, the common question is how does the tax system works in UK? And I know I'm tax expert, but I want to hear from the business heads. How does it work? Is it a fair field here to play, or is it
I think
too
the
difficult?
tax, he might be the best person.
Yeah.
No, I think the taxation is becoming tough.
Yeah.
Generally, small business, we are SMEs, we call them. They are finding it difficult over the number of years actually after COVID. But saying that, I think we have to win the war, win the storm. We have to weather the storm. And small business, anything they need in terms of advice, they can always contact IBN. IBN is there, shoulder to shoulder we stand with the small business. And certainly we can help wherever we can. We have a lot of advisors in different spectrum. They are members of IBN. They are advisors to IBN, consultants to IBN. We can certainly help. But the saying that the world is different with the tariffs and all that coming in.
I know.
It is generally going to be difficult for another couple of years. But the road map economy will revive and it will become all right soon also.
Okay. One more interesting scene I've noticed in the business networks, in the Indian business space is recently, these brands like, all these food brands, Lakshmi, I think Lakshmi is one of our members. Isn't it? Madhu, is it?
Yeah.
And, you have lawyers, you have solicitors, you have accountants. Salman is accountant as well. They have one firm. And you have education consultants. Naga is educational consultant.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, it's a span is extensive. That's what excites me about IBN, because if you come to IBN, you can speak to, on your one of the corner you have a solicitor, on your right side you have an accountant, you have education consultant if you want to bring people from India, and there's immigration experts and all those people, which is amazing. One thing I noticed, Velu sir, is a lot of Indian businesses, Indian origin businesses in UK are going and selling into venture capitalists. This happened very recently. These brands like TRS, Fresh.
Yeah.
They're trying to sell this. Is there anything shaky there, or market is okay, or what's happening?
The market is, people want to get out some time.
It's the exit.
The exit strategy.
Yeah.
They have a business, they are running for 50 years for TRS and all. So homegrown
Number of
business,
years,
number of years they've run. At some point, they want to get out. That's why they are selling to venture capitalists.
But the market is fine.
Market is fine, absolutely fine.
The reason I'm
Market will
asking
grow.
people did ask me, small businesses coming, we have seen big news about like a lot of people selling the businesses. Is it okay? How is UK and all that stuff? What's your take on that, Jay?
I think taxation in UK is quite high.
Hey.
Because again social security, so that's something we have to appreciate. There's no one left on the street without food by the government. So again, they can only take from the rich and give it to the poor.
Yeah.
So
That's only one equation.
that's the only way that government can do. So I think I still appreciate, because I've had times that I had no job. So there was
Benefit.
a benefit saying, okay, come, I'm happy to give you a benefit. So that's a system we have. We never go into benefit, but this is what the country is all about. When you talk about COVID, the whole world was struggling. And all our UK business people were smiling and laughing.
Because we were given benefits.
Yeah, you are not benefits. You are given 80%.
loan.
You are given 80% of your salary to all your
VAT
staff.
relief.
You were asked to stay back home, not to come. VAT relief, whatever the government can do, they
Even
did.
the government given the rents, isn't it? For
Rent.
the properties.
Yeah, they paid not rent. The rates was
Rates
was
exempted,
low.
Rates
Okay.
were-
and they also gave for a lot of hospitality. They gave
Brilliant.
what. There was some incentive was given to restaurant. People were queuing up.
Furlough.
Yeah,
Furlough was
furlough
given.
scheme.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it stayed for 2 years.
Yeah, brilliant. This is all great stuff actually. People don't talk about it. See, the unfortunate thing is people don't talk about a lot of the great stuff that is happening. And I'm glad you guys are talking about it because it's very important. And okay, now I'm interested to understand the next event, April 29th and 30th.
Yeah.
So can we go a little bit detail into that and what is happening and who is coming, why Parliament? I know why Palm Hotels because it's him. But what's happening on 30th?
Yeah, I think this it's one of the great events that we always look for every 6 months. We look for business people all around the world to come under one platform, network, communicate with each other, share businesses and exchange businesses. We have been doing this for almost 6 years now. So every year we do 2 events, one in April and one in October. So one is in early spring and one in autumn.
Yeah.
So this is what we do. So out of that we have big business people who have been booked. So I'll have the names in next 2 days.
Yeah.
The name should be coming out in the thing. So what we have politicians, we have business people, we have professional doctors, we have other business people who want to invest in UK. They come, they spend their time here, do some research, and they also successful people abroad. So when you bring a successful people from abroad, so what they look is they look for opportunity or they look for like-minded people to work together. So if today in India they are bringing a lot of money out to invest in abroad. So I think they find UK is the best place, one of the good place for their family, for their children's education, social security, health. We complain about NHS, but it's still one of the
It's
best.
big. It's
yeah.
big.
The
It's
best.
big. Yeah.
It's still
one
the
of
best.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So
there's
it's
always
not just a meeting, then it's a lot of partnerships that are being built in here.
Networking.
It's brilliant networking that happens. And you're bringing business leaders. And I was talking to your strategist,
Subha.
Shubha Ashtalakshmi, and she was mentioning that, you're talking about Vasantan and Co.
Yes,
Yeah,
certainly.
yeah.
Big names.
Big names, yeah.
Big names.
Big brands, big brands, big names.
That's
You know?
amazing. So are we talking about bringing investments? I mean, is that... How big is the event? Like, it's happening in Parliament, but is it like kind of, you'll have speakers coming from India? How is this planned?
Most of these speakers are not just only for the event. They come 2 or 3 days before, so they
Okay.
have a program booked. So they have meetings booked prior to the event,
Yeah.
and on the event day they are there to meet everyone, and they have open books. They're happy to share their ideas to anyone who wants to start a business or work with them. Then we have post-event, so that will be more into one-to-one businesses, connecting them with business opportunity. If they want to sign up MOU, we do all this required thing. So
brilliant.
Parliament is only an event that everyone...
But it's like a 3-day conference where you
Yeah.
connect with a lot of people. Oh, it's amazing.
Generally, the VIPs are been here for a week, so generally
Oh.
they stay for a week. So there's a lot of pre and post things
post-event.
happen. Yeah.
Then you should call it as a business week instead of a day. Because
we don't need-
But I do want to highlight this.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you there, but I do want to highlight to people that if you are interested in connecting with these leaders, and if you want to kind of look for the opportunities where you can build the partnerships or see like what holds between the India and UK relationships and all that stuff, I think reach out to these people
Yeah.
and see if you never know the
Don't
conversations.
miss the Parliament event.
Yeah, don't miss the event. I'm sure. I'm going to be there. I'm sure. But I think you have restricted count, right?
Yeah. I think what we want, we don't want everyone to come and waste
But
their time.
Palms Hotel, they can come.
Yeah.
We
So
have an event on the 29th. They can attend.
they should be a business owner, or they should have an idea of business. Then we allow them to come, because that's not a place for entertainment or anything. So we restrict for people who are really into business and who wants to come and talk about business.
That makes a lot of sense as well. But there are 2 events. I just want to clarify to people. 29th of April is in the Palms Hotel. It's a bigger event.
Bigger event.
And where people can definitely get, I'm sure, I'll share the details in the link. Do watch out. And there is an event on 30th,
Parliament.
which is the Parliament event, which is limited people.
Limited people.
I'm sure you will pick and
Only
choose.
VIPs and.
But people can reach out to Jay and we'll see
Yeah,
if you can get a spot. I know it's difficult to get a spot. But yeah, if you're interested and if you're keen and if you're a business owner, I'm definitely encourage you to reach out to Jay and Velu sir.
Please.
So you can get the space in there. And after this event, I'm sure you will have, the business leaders across. What happens opposed the event? I mean, I just want to learn from your previous year's experiences. So you did these events in the last year. So a lot of people came together and met. The reason I'm asking this question, again, it's a tricky question, because a lot of the organizations do events, fancy events, black tie dinners,
Black tie.
all this stuff. But after that, you're done. Nothing happens after
Nothing
that.
happens. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, okay? I'm not trying to
right.
put you on spot. But
Good question.
what happens after? Can you share some experiences?
Yeah, there's quite few follow-ons happen pre and post. So what happened? The communication starts happening, and what they are interested and who they are looking for local. So we connect them. So the business starts happening even before they come here. So what we do, what we support them is to get the documentation done, how they need to invest and how they need to bring. See, money laundering is a serious issue in UK.
True.
In overseas, when they want to start a business, sir, I got money, I want to do a business. It doesn't work here.
That doesn't work.
Yeah, you have to do it right. So when you're doing it right, you have to go through the protocol. That might take some time. So what we do, we give them a proper structure. This is what you need to do day one. This is what you need to do day one, day two, day three, day four. So the structure is given to them, and it put forward to a solicitor who can guide them legally. So then it happens, and it starts from stage 1, stage 2, stage 3.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, and we keep following me, Velu, Mr. Naga, Subha, Pratap. We directly involve every 2 weeks. We call them and find out, is everything going right? Any support you need? See, we always go back to the basic. So when you are back in basic, you don't go wrong.
I know. Fundamentals should be
Once
proper.
they are ready, if you see on High Street, we have almost have 4 businesses from Madurai. They have come. They have
Madurai,
it's
started.
amazing.
One big chain of restaurant is coming down. Yeah, they
Anjabar, is it?
no,
Or
there's another brand coming
Yeah,
down. So
okay.
one of my friend is taking a franchise. One of
Okay.
his known person has taken a franchise.
Oh.
So this is an opportunity we bring and give it to them. From there, they take it. We don't ask for commission or we don't do anything.
I know.
We
That
say,
makes
this
sense.
is yours, you take care. We
But
guide them through.
the reason I asked this question, I know this is a tricky question
Yeah.
and it puts people on spot, but the reason I asked that question is, it doesn't end at the event.
No,
Yes.
not
There's
at
so
all.
much after that, and how it turns
continues.
out.
It continues from 2018.
Yeah.
We haven't missed a single person.
Brilliant.
They are always connected to us.
That's amazing.
Event is only like a wedding. So people only see the boy, but there's a lot in front and back happens.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And are you? I think it's a quite obvious question because you're all business people and you do so much into this. But do you kind of? I know IBN runs as a charity, but do you do something else apart from just connecting businesses? Do you kind of go into social responsibility, community support? Is there anything that
We haven't done that sort of work yet,
Yeah.
but there is plans.
But is there a plan?
As we retire,
Yeah.
we will do more.
You do want to get into social
Yeah.
social responsibility piece because again I'll give you very interesting stats here. India has a mandatory CSR,
Yeah.
right? You'll be surprised to hear this. Okay, India has so much business right now, and we are like getting close to 3 trillion, 5 trillion economy, and there's a bunch of rules. I'm sure, Velu sir, you might be aware of already that you need to do 5% of your CSR revenue and all. One of my friends who is a chartered accountant was speaking to me just last week, and he told me that out of the 100% that can go into CSR, it's not even 14% which is tapped.
Yeah, that is.
So if you have an option of doing 100 crores, for example, as a random number I'm giving you, 100 million number, if you want to go and hit that, they're only doing 14 million of CSR.
Yes, yeah.
So there's so much of CSR fund left
available.
there, but not being used. It could be various reasons. So the reason I'm asking you, because you connect with all these big leaders, probably there's an opportunity for us to pick that into how that you can bring it into something like green energy or sustainability models, or working on net zero, smart cities. All the borrowers are. I was with the leader of Barking and Dagenham yesterday, and he was mentioning about we want to work with the local businesses to bring the net zero goals.
Net zero.
Because borrowers cannot do it. Borrowers don't have enough money.
can't do.
You know how it works
They can't
in
do
UK.
alone.
There's so much of budget constraints and all that stuff. So are you open to that?
Yeah, we are.
Are you open to work with the councils?
Yeah, definitely.
So IBN can work with the councils.
Yeah.
And
The local mayors giving us a lot of support. The
Yeah.
Redbridge mayor, wherever we are.
Okay.
The Havering mayor, the mayor Havering council, and we doing a lot of business networking with the Havering council because of my hotel is in Havering, so it's quite easier there.
Yeah.
So I think again, working with the government is always a good thing.
brilliant. And good news is we have Usha Kumaran, who is the first Tamil MP.
Oh, AP.
First Tamil MP from Stratford.
Stratford, yeah.
That's where his business started. Yeah. So, I mean, Indian politicians are doing exceptionally well in UK right now. We have, you'll be surprised, audience, we have close to 80 member of
81, I think.
81 member of parliaments sitting in House of Commons, which is exceptional. I think that's the biggest in any country.
Biggest.
And I'm sure Canada has good number of Indian origin as well, but it's crazy how we are doing. I mean, it's exceptional. Yeah. And anything I'm missing on IBN specifically, Veluza, do you want to, what I want to hear from you is what's your vision? What do you want to see, like, down the line? I know all of us get old, so you want this to be going to the next generations. You want Jay's kids, my kids, your kids to come and join IBN.
Definitely.
And take it forward, right? So what's your vision? Like down the line, 10 years, where do you want to see IBN?
Vision of IBN is global, actually. And we want to make sure that everybody participates. And the vision is also to make useful to all the businesses. The businesses need to find a value. That value will come through IBN.
Brilliant.
I think again basics. I go back to the basic. So generally Indians, we always feel that we should work for someone, right? Maybe IT professional or anything, we think, oh, it's good to work for someone. But I always say for our generation to come, our kid, they should start doing a business. They can be like my daughter is a IT professional, but she still buys something on Amazon and she sells it. She makes some extra money, although she makes a big salary, but making a business is good. So why is because you always have a passive income. Your job might be best, but the day you lose your job, it's not only you, it's your family, your kids, and everyone are depend on that. So we always say to anyone, okay, you can be a big corporate executive working in a big office, but things can change overnight.
True.
We have seen in Goldman Sachs, everything, what happened.
I know.
The day they said out,
Lehman Brothers.
yeah, Lehman Brothers, you take your box and walk out.
Yeah.
But at least when you have a passive income, that this is what we always educate our next generation. Fine, do a job, but start something on your own. You can employ people. You can give life for a lot of people.
True.
That's what. When you get employed, you're only earning salary for yourself. But when you run a business, you earn for yourself and you also earn for quite a lot. We have Mr. Yaya Bhai in our group, one of the multimillionaire, but down to earth. But if you see today, he's employing more than 20,000 people around the world. So it's not only 20,000 people. Just think about his family. I've been in Kenya to his farms. I could see each family has 5 or 6 people. No house to live. They're given a house. They're given electricity. They give them a transport. So these are the people who can make difference to people.
Amazing.
If everyone starts working, so we all will be sitting under in a big building and doing a job. But I think someone has to
That's
start.
a very, very good statement, actually. A brilliant pitch for everyone to think entrepreneurial.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. And one thing I was fascinated by IBN is the Women Business Network.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Do you want to talk about
IBN Shakti.
Yes.
Yeah, IBN Shakti. That I love the initiative because the world. I mean, I'm a huge believer of D&I, diversity, inclusion, equity. I'm a big fan of that. And you would have seen my show. I always talk about. I brought the Paralympics CEO and all those people, and I always talk about making sure that everyone should have a space.
Yeah.
You're autistic. You're a woman. You're disabled. It shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Everybody should have a space in the mainstream. Not about like I'm looking for opportunity. No. What I loved about IBN is when you brought the initiative of IBN Shakti. You want to quickly talk about IBN Shakti? Who runs it now?
Yeah, I think I'll leave it to Mr.
IBN Shakti, the idea came because a lot of women entrepreneurs coming along. They asked us, we launched a couple of years ago in Chennai. into Chennai and launched IBN Shakti, you won't believe the momentum it gave.
I know.
Lot of women participating in it. It's a lot of communication going on. We are proud and humble that IBN Shakti has taken off in a grand start.
Brilliant.
Women run a marathon for us last year.
Wow.
They did a Guinness Book of Record.
Record.
IBN team did a
Amazing.
Guinness Book of
Amazing.
Record.
Wow. So
All
much.
with sari, they did
Sari with
marathon.
I know.
Marathon.
Poppy, I don't know if you know, Poppy Jaman is
Yeah.
trying to do
Poppy
that.
Jaman, yeah.
She's doing it.
So I
in
think we should
London
appreciate
Marathon.
Naga who initiated
Yeah,
that
Naga
and Subha. So it's not only we, maybe we are
Yes,
just in
it's
front.
only-
I know,
It's a team who does most
It's a
of the
team.
thing.
I know.
Yeah.
I know Naga is like
IBN
the one
is a
who
team.
runs every day.
Every day, yeah.
Every day. He does a lot of stuff. And he's so humble. He's so simple.
Yeah. Very down to earth.
And I do have to say this. I know it may sound praising, but I do want to say this. All these people are so big in their own body of work, but they're so simple and though so humble. I as you rightly mentioned, Mr. Velu, you're bang on saying that humbleness is the mantra of IBN.
It is.
It's amazing. So it's not about like how much you have, how much you can. It's about how much you can bring to the table.
Yes, sir.
It's about how much you can give to the people.
Okay.
And that's amazing. The way you are running it, I think kudos to you and the way you are running with the team. And all that I wish is the best for IBN.
Thank you.
I'm part of the same family as well. I'm also part of IBN.
Okay.
But I want this to see as something like as big as BNI.
Thank you.
And I want to see this as big as. But I think you should probably get into a more sustainable model, maybe subscription model. I don't know. But I'm sure there is a strategy for you down the line. But having 2,000 members is extensive. It's too much, actually. So they will have huge. I mean, if you go and tell one of the parliamentarians here, they will say that you go and contest now. You know how the GLA members won, right? I mean, with the 1,000, 2,000 votes, they win the elections here. It's amazing. So
No, we are not only, although we are primarily from UK, but we have a big group in Dubai, Qatar, Oman, Bahrain.
Oman,
Yeah.
So they have their own meetings as well. So when we go there, we are part of them. When they come here, they're part of us. This is how we work along with the team.
brilliant.
And generally, we always have a call coming. Oh, this person is coming. He wants to start this. This person is coming. Today's borderless world. You can go, you can invest, and you can do business. But are you doing it right?
Yeah, right.
So I went to Dubai to invest in a business, and I lost 30,000 pounds. It's just because.
Are you seriously?
Yeah, it's just because of you go and meeting a wrong
That's his
people.
personal experiences.
Yeah. So that's
That
main.
happens.
Again, the basic was the thing we wanted to make sure people don't get conned
Yeah.
by the wrong people, because business people are people who struggles a lot and earns that money, and it's quite easy for someone to say, "Oh, I'll do this," and they can put you in a big
Getting
trouble.
a good advice is always difficult.
That's the most expensive
Most
thing, actually.
expensive thing.
Because what happens is, it's very easy to find people, a lot of them. Everyone will come to you, but finding the right person at the right time is the key. On that brilliant note, I want to end this conversation. I know I can go
on.
forever.
No.
Like I know we are friends. That's the reason I would have gone beyond the script as well today. It's thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you.
I
Thank
think
you,
I'm
Ganesh.
sure we will talk more. But I want to remind my audience one more time, April 29th and 30th. Do watch out. There's so much happening from the IBN platform. Both the events, one on 29th, the Palm Hotel event. I'm sure you can reach out to Jay, or you can reach out to me. Just ping me. I'll find you the spots. And 30th April on the Parliament, the awards night.
Awards night.
Day, in fact.
Day.
So it's in the day,
Evening.
right? It's not in the
Evening.
It's in the evening. Yeah.
2 to 5.
Yeah. So brilliant things are coming up, and I'm sure there will be big businesses coming from IBN. There are already big businesses, but there will be big names coming up soon. Thank you so much, audience, for staying with us for brilliant conversation, and we will see you again. I'm sure I will telecast the IBN awards as well.
Yeah, good.
For
Please,
the audience.
please.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank
you.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Vanakkam.
Vanakkam.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.